Well, I want to start off this week with gratitude, Sean, and that is to say, because there's lots about technology we hate, but I'm really thankful for the technology that enables us to be here in our homes and to beam directly into people's homes all around the world. And we have brilliant Rise viewers from everywhere: Australia, America, obviously UK, France, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Brazil, South Africa, Pakistan. We're all over, and it's just, we love it and we really appreciate it. And I'm going to pin a comment to the top of the comment section. If you've got any guest suggestions, please feel free to add the names there. If you've already suggested and I haven't approached and the person hasn't come on, could be for a number of reasons. They could have said no, or I might not have been able to have contacted them. But if you've got an outstanding person that you'd like to bring on Rise, feel free to put it in the top comment that I will pin shortly. Right, Sean, let's crack on with our convo, shall we? Right. Let's start off. You brought a really interesting story to my attention, and I thought it was really interesting, and that was about Cardi B.
Yes.
And obviously, as we know, Cardi B is just one of those, as you I think you've frequently called her a whore of Babylon. But she is a music industry stripper, for want of a better description, who's made multiple bucks by degenerative, degrading music and actions. What was it you brought me, Sean?
I think it's more she creates or perpetuates the younger generation in the halls of Babylon kind of terms.
Got you.
I think she's going through a bit of a spiritual wake up. There's a video going around online with her song WAP playing, and she's going mad when her children walk in the room. So she won't even let her own children listen to her song. Yeah. I won't even say what WAP stands for because it's too early in the morning.
Yeah.
And then there is a clip going around. It seems to have been scrubbed off most social media, and she's talking about how she doesn't want to do this music. She didn't want to put the last song out, Shake It. She wants to be a mother. She's looking for a king. And I think, you know, if this whole system's going to crash, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a multimillionaire, you're still going to get chewed up and spat out. So I'm hoping she's kind of realized that. I'm so sorry I can't turn this beep off on my...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's absolutely fine. Beep away. But the thing is, obviously, she is, you know, part of that movement, which is really about, you know, degradation and degeneration. And so when I actually heard it, she sounded incredibly emotional.
She did, didn't she?
I did actually want to just hold her and hug her and say, it's okay. Because the problem is, once they get in that bind and once they're promoted to that level, they are so compromised that, well, it's highly likely that some of the music industry deaths we've seen are people who want to get out of that cult.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, highly likely if you think about it. So, I mean, Michael Jackson was murdered. There's no doubt about it. And he came out talking about, you know, the Illuminati music industry and all of that stuff shortly before his death, what they were doing. So, you know, and Prince was never one to, you know, and he was always questioning stuff. And
it comes down to who's got the rights when they pass away, who owns the estate and stuff, doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, because a lot of these artists are the businesses are better off dead than alive. Yeah. Michael Jackson's entire catalogue resold.
It's like another slave contract, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible.
It's like trafficking.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But so it was interesting to hear her say that, because I've spent 20 years writing and talking about the sexualization of children, and pop stars are a huge part of that. There was Rihanna, Lady Gaga. It just goes on and on and on. And they've just done the most basically obscene things beyond anything. And Madonna, of course, was at the start of all of this. She's been pushing constant nudity, constant degradation. And it's not to say that being nude is such a horrendous, horrific thing. Not at all. But it's the way they use it. Always has to be sexual. Always has to be sexual. Yeah. Right.
And I think that by... what's the blooming word? Like, if a lot of these artists, I think it's proof. A lot of it comes down to the parents. I have to still say, because I remember when it all first started happening, and I've seen like 3-year-olds twerking because Miley Cyrus was. But if like Steve Jobs never let his kids have an apple, T.I. never lets his kids listen to his music. Obviously, Cardi B doesn't let her listen to her music. So even though it's out there, we still need to do a bit better to protect the children, I think.
100%. Couldn't agree more. We will be joined at 7:45 by James Wells, and we're going to be unpacking that Obama speech into a misinformation, which is fairly hilarious. The other thing that I picked up was that, you know, that Prince Harry claim where he said he was making sure the Queen was protected and would have the right people around her. Well, the source is now saying that what that was actually about was that was sparked by seeing Prince Andrew escort her in Philip's memorial, which is, if that is the case, that is very interesting, isn't it?
Wow.
Because there is a suggestion there that Andrew is not the right person around her. And how could he possibly be? She's just contributed to an approximate 12 million fund to a woman that Andrew apparently never met and never slept with, oddly.
Yeah.
You know, oddly.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Chris says the music industry has gone to hell. The visual twerking is horrible. Completely agree. Absolutely. The other thing that's going on, obviously, is the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, which is it's about a defamation about a Washington Post piece, in which she had said that he was very violent and that she was a victim of domestic violence, etc. And what we're actually seeing, Sean, is that Johnny Depp is a victim or was a victim of domestic violence.
Yeah, I kind of already knew this. There was videos released online when it all first started coming out. I went down. He recorded her a lot, I think, and what annoys me is I don't want to see that case. It is just a case for distraction. The one case that we all wanted to see was the Ghislaine Maxwell case. Exactly.
Craig Campbell says exactly the same thing as you at exactly that moment. I know this sounds bad, but it feels like that whole court case is a show. And it is, isn't it?
What does he do for a living? He's an actor.
Yeah, and she is as well.
Oh,
absolutely.
God, yeah.
Absolutely. You know what I didn't like though, but the thing is, I think that is an important overriding story, and that is whether it's a show or not, we still don't take domestic violence towards men seriously enough. We still dismiss it, Sean, and that's not good.
I completely agree. And whether it be mental, whether it be physical, it happens. And, you know, I'm no saint in relationships. I know I'm not, but I know I've had some difficult stuff as well put my way where it's just like, wow, like if I'd have done this to a woman, I'd probably be in prison.
Yeah.
Like, so
100%. You've been accused of all manner of things anyway.
Yeah, of course I have.
All manner of things. No, Stephanie, apparently the case is not sorted out years ago. I mean, the last one was, and that was when the son actually referred to him as a domestic abuser, and the court found that it was substantially true.
I've been accused of it. I mean, it's never happened. I've never been arrested or anything for anything dodgy like this. Like,
yeah.
I had to have a bit of therapy for that. I actually had a therapy this week.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I had another therapy session. Yeah, I might get her on actually. It's this incredible, like, I cried my eyes out. I've done a lot in 2 weeks. I've done a lot. I went back and spoke to like my 12-year-old self.
Oh, do you feel like you're kind of like opening up?
Yeah, I'm coming up to that 5D.
Oh,
I just want to try and just deal with all my shit and yeah. And I realize like I do get with the same people, so it's obviously me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're probably the common factor, right? Is that it? Yeah. So, but we have patterns, don't we? So, but Webster says words are weapons too. They are indeed. And one of the things that was testified was that she had called him a fat old man and laughed when he was given a contract with Dior, saying, but Dior is about stylish people. You're not stylish. And all of that is very narcissistic, very gaslighting. This guy called Isaac Baruch, who is basically what we have discovered through the case was that there's all these hangers-on freeloaders who all live off of Johnny Depp and are now ticked off because the bubble is bursting and they're, having to leave the penthouses and everything. And one of them is a man called Isaac Baruch, who is a artist. And apparently Johnny Depp has known him 40 years and was so enamored with his art that he became the patron. Well, I looked into Isaac Baruch, and his most damning stuff has now been removed from Instagram, but he is obsessed with painting nudes. And one of his pictures, which has been removed from Instagram, but I captured it before it was of 5 children, a little girl with a penis, little boys with a vagina. And that apparently is what I don't know if it's that particular picture, but it's that style of Isaac Baruch that Johnny Depp apparently has loved and adored so much that he put him up in a penthouse and became patron of his art. So bit dodgy there, frankly, Sean, right? Something not right there.
I think the whole underbelly of the selling of art is a cover.
Yeah, I agree. And what about the French elections? They've been rioting overnight, haven't they? Because obviously Macron. He's defeated Marine Le Pen. He's been re-elected as president of France.
Oh,
what are your thoughts?
Oh, flipping heck. I don't think democracy exists, so I don't think that it was a fair election in any Western state anymore. So he might have won it, but who knows? Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, I mean, it's like any election, isn't it? It's a cross between the truly shy and the shite. And it's like, we have a system where you vote for the least bad one. That can't possibly be right. Yeah, and then in my mind, I've never comprehended it. This is why I've never voted. And I want... because I don't believe in the system, so how can I? But in America, America's even bigger. So say, what is 333 million people, right? So say every 4 years, there's 172 million people that live on that land that aren't happy with their leader. Right. It's just like divide and conquer straight down the middle, like. Yeah, exactly. Shin says exactly, Sean. Elected dictatorship. Freckles, are you telling me Johnny Depp's band is called Vampires of Hollywood? Uh-oh. Right, okay. Did you know a bit of trivia about Johnny Depp, that he played the guitar on the Oasis song Don't Look Back in Anger? No. Or one of the Oasis songs. Maybe in the comments if anyone knows that, because I know it's not. Well, yeah, Johnny Depp played the bass on an Oasis song. I had no idea about that. That's extraordinary. And just before we bring in James Wells, I just want to tell you that nearly 1 in every 15 pupils at a leading British secondary school now identify as trans or non-binary, with the majority declaring their gender change after lockdown last summer. Psychiatrists are putting this down to the fact that lockdown included these young people spending so much time online. They have been part of a social contagion where they no longer believe they were born in the right body. And that is where we're up to, Sean. Alison Bailey, I don't know if you know her, she's suing Stonewall. That kicks off today. Good luck, Ali. I've filmed Alison before. Alison is suing Stonewall because she was part of the formation of LGB Alliance, and I was at the inaugural meeting, and Stonewall then sent some very sneaky emails to her chambers to try and get her fired. She found out about it and crowdfunded, and she's suing. And it's such an important trial. It impacts the whole gender thing that it's actually going on for nearly a month. Starts off today. Alison, I filmed her before. She's a brilliant woman. And all good support to you, Ali. Here's hoping you get a win.